Most female riders know that it's not really about the fat loss. It's not really about that little bit of extra weight we're carrying around our midriff. It's about what we're doing in the saddle. It's about how we're showing up for our horse, and most importantly, how we ourselves and our horse are actually working together as a team. So yes, fat loss would be great, but most female riders, and I've asked riders from around the world, just want to feel stronger, more balanced, more confident, and connected with their horse in the saddle. Now that does not mean, or I should say, that is why the generic calorie-controlled diets don't work for equestrian women. So the advice out there is just completely unrealistic, or bottom line, does not work for equestrian women who actually want to thrive in the saddle. Most riders don't struggle with fat loss because they're lazy or inconsistent. They struggle because their nervous system is totally overloaded. As someone who's traveled the world, literally spent the last 8 months traveling to 11 different countries, I can tell you now, fat loss is not hard. You heard me. You don't have to be counting every single calorie. And I'm so tired of all this advice about starving yourself and women need to be skinnier, leaner, thinner. Well, most equestrians, I'm Nika and I am the founder of The Horse Listeners. So I teach women how to become horse listeners. That is whether they own a horse or actually they just want to be better people themselves, because I truly believe that horses make us better human beings. In today's episode, I'm going to show you exactly how to lose 10 pounds safely and consistently without starving yourself, without cutting carbs, without skipping wine, and avoiding all of this good week, bad week cycles that we can so easily get ourselves into. This may surprise you, but fat loss for equestrians, for female riders, is not just about food and exercise. It's about regulation. See, most riders live in this constant on, okay? Let me know if you resonate with this. Send me a message or comment below. So we're constantly worrying, we're constantly caring about our horse. We're juggling work, family, yard responsibilities, riding in the evenings, because let's face it, we might not have time during the day. We're managing so many different emotions, not that of our own. We're women, we have changing hormones all the time, but that's of our horses, of our family, of our friends, pushing through fatigue and never actually switching off. Now, I'm not saying that to lose 10 pounds, you need to be laying on the sofa every day. Definitely not saying that. However, when your nervous system is overloaded, your body reaches for this quick release, this quick need of energy. So for most of us, that looks like carbs, sugars, snacks, crisps, wine, constant grazing, and emotional eating. This is personally what I have suffered with for many years, is my relationship with food. So losing weight was not about, losing fat was not about, okay, cutting carbs or cutting food or counting calories. It was actually understanding my why, understanding what was my relationship like with food, because that meant that I could then alter my habits and, most importantly, keep the fat off for life. And isn't that a better way of just losing 10 pounds than losing 10 pounds, gaining 10 pounds, losing 10 pounds, gaining 10 pounds, okay? So you're not weak. Your body is just saying, I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe and I need something now. So the quick release, the quick need is that sugar hit, is that caffeine. Fat loss is almost impossible when the body is in what we call survival mode. And that's why so many riders just self-sabotage themselves, even when, let's face it, they know exactly what to do. Do you resonate? Let me know, leave a comment below. Here's the truth that absolutely no one told us when growing up. So when I'm regulated, I'm a better rider. When I'm regulated, I eat better. Fat loss was never the goal, it was safety. So let's actually break this down into clear steps today so that you can leave this episode with some practical advice, implement immediately to losing your 10-pound journey, whatever that weight number is, for good, not just for a quick fix. Step number 1, stabilize your blood sugar. This is something that I have written a book about in the Female Rider Code, which is coming out very soon, early January. If you want more information, comment below and join the waitlist, but I can give you the answer here as well. Protein, whole food protein with every single meal. So breakfast, especially for those of us that are running around like headless chickens from to-do list to to-do list, things always needing to be done. Protein and fiber, so roughly 30 grams of protein per meal, between 20 to 25 grams of fiber a day, okay? So reducing seed oils as well, that is another game changer, especially if you're someone who's like tried every single fat loss trick out there and you just hit a stumbling block every single time. You actually feel like you're getting fatter. You feel more inflamed in your own body despite trying every Slimming World or every kind of juice diet out there, okay? This is the key thing here, is stabilizing your blood sugar. This alone will stop those cravings, okay? I've worked with women around the world. I have a horse and rider reset, and part of that is actually understanding what riders are eating and giving you individualized support when it comes to your diet and your lifestyle. I don't believe in a one-size-fits-all approach, especially as women, because we have ever-changing hormones and we have our own interactions, experiences with the environment, with family, with past traumas, experiences. So our body's made up of that. When you know how to eat for yourself, for your body, fat loss is just a piece of cake. Literally, it is so easy to do, okay? Step number 2, once we've managed to stabilize your blood sugar, is reducing your stress load, okay? So there are so many things you can do. I'm not going to tell you to sit down and do meditation for an hour and write in a journal. That is impractical for most people every single day. However, I would recommend doing that at least once a week or even not once a month. It's so good to get what's in here out of your head and onto a piece of paper, okay? Breath work is an absolute game changer. When us, me and you as riders, we are so busy, okay? Sometimes we have many horses to exercise. Sometimes we are running from appointment to appointment. When you know how to do small breathwork exercises, like a box breath exercise just in the car, you can do it before you get on your next horse. You will have such a better experience with your horses. You will feel calmer, more grounded, more focused when you know how to regulate your breath, but also release any stress from your body that you might have picked up either from the morning traffic or from the kids or just from the horse before you, okay? We can release that stuff out of our body. We don't have to bring that with us to the next horse. The third thing is actually training with intention instead of punishment. I go into this a lot more detail in the Female Rider Code because I'm showing female riders that it's not just about going to the gym and lifting weights. It's not just about running. It's not about any of those high intensity, high impact sports or exercises. Us as women, as riders, especially for those that maybe we still have a menstrual cycle or for those in the perimenopausal, postmenopausal years, again, I go more into this in detail in my book. Comment below, join the waitlist. Around your hormonal cycle will genuinely change your life, and it transforms your metabolism so you can actually eat more, and you're riding in the saddle in terms of energy, focus, and mental clarity. So you don't need and should not be doing long hours of workouts. You just need to be doing smart ones. That is it. The fourth thing I like to say is honoring your cycle. So again, this will depend on your hormonal age, but fat loss genuinely feels a lot easier when you understand your cycle, when you understand what phase of your cycle you're in. So for example, if you're in your follicular phase compared to your luteal phase, if you don't know what that is, comment below, just comment the words below menstrual, and I will send you through my free menstrual guide so you can actually start to understand your menstrual cycle. But you will genuinely see there's nothing wrong with you, it's your biology. So I was working with a New Zealand event rider, and she was noticing that, well, she said to me, I'm struggling with this certain phase of the cross country where I'm late, I'm hampering my horse, right? We don't want that feeling. We don't want to feel like we're the one causing our horse any issues. So we started tracking her cycle. I started looking what she was eating around certain parts of her cycle, and it very quickly became apparent what we could do to help her. Again, with only 6 weeks in, she said to me, I'm riding so much better consistently. And she knows when the energy drops, she recognizes that's part of her cycle. She then adds in different food groups and she rides so much better. So knowledge here is key. Knowledge here is the power to understanding your body and understanding why you feel tired, maybe why you're feeling a little bit like a brain fog. There's always a reason. Step number 5, this is really, really key, is to remove the shame from the equation. So shame is the number one reason most riders have this phrase of, I'm going to start again on Monday. So safety is the reason they stay consistent, okay? It's not to do with, oh, they have really good motivation and willpower and they can just stick to something, they have no fun. It's nothing to do with that, okay? It's to do with understanding their body, understanding their hormones, understanding how to regulate themselves so their body feels safe, okay? So the take-home message that I'd love you to, maybe listen to this again, go through the steps, but really take this home with you. I believe that any form of thing that you consume, do something about it, okay? So you don't need more discipline. You don't need to be stricter. You do not need to be perfect. Your horse does not need a perfect version of you ever. You just need regulation, a stable foundation, a body that actually feels like safe enough to let go. And when you stop forcing the body and start supporting it, that's when the weight actually comes off. So gentle, consistent, and permanent. So if this really resonated with you, and you're a female rider who wants to be stronger, more grounded, calm, lighter, and confident in the saddle, the Female Rider Code is out in next year, so 2026, not long now, and it's everything I wish women like you and me had been taught many, many years ago. If you want early access, comment the word book below and I can send you the link to the waitlist. And if you know someone else who really needs to lose weight in a safe way for longevity, not just a quick fix, send them this video.